Hi everybody and welcome to the Fellowship Style Stage. My name is Robert Eaton, I'm the President of the Fellowship of British Hairdressing, and I'm really excited today to be on stage with a hairdressing friend but also a fellow Northern salon owner as well. So Josie Ferraro, who's going to be presenting an amazing model today, and also we'll find out a bit more about you and your journey in hairdressing and what you've done within the Fellowship world as well. So I'm going to pass straight over to you to give us a bit of an introduction on yourself.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, and like Rob said, I'm Joseph Ferraro. I'm from Harrogate. I've got a salon in Harrogate with about 15 staff. So I've been very passionate about hairdressing, and very passionate about sort of bringing things to the north as well. Today I'm also the Authentic Beauty Concept UK ambassador. So I've been the ambassador for about 2 years now, coming on 2 years. So it's been an amazing company to work with. Kind of fits the progression of my work as well, how it's kind of gone into more beautiful work, a bit more elegant work, a bit softer. So I'm going to showcase something that's working with kind of braiding work, but a bit more of a loose loop kind of braid that I'll showcase now. Yeah.
Can't wait to see what you're going to create today. And as Joseph said, I'm all about shining the spotlight on people within my fellowship role outside of London and the South, and being a Northerner, getting Joseph involved in this is so important as well. But I know your fellowship journey has been quite a long one as well. You've been involved for quite a number of years, being a FAME team member as well. So tell us a bit about that as well.
So I've been a fellowship member probably since what was it, 2000 and maybe 11, I kind of joined with a friend of mine telling me that it's something that you've got to be part of. Coming from Australia, it was something that I hadn't heard of, but I knew that I kind of needed to be part of it. So I kind of from then I entered for the FAME team. I started entering awards, and I was lucky enough in 2011 to get into the FAME team. After a few, that was my third attempt. It's very difficult, obviously, to get into something like that, but it was probably the best thing that happened to my career. I've learned so much. I've worked with amazing people. I think the fellowship has definitely changed my career and definitely my salon's career.
I know, obviously, talking about salon, you've got a mega successful salon in Harrogate that obviously I know all about as well from being in a similar area, and you've got an amazing reputation. How's salon life at the moment? I know you're always busy, a mix of doing creative work and also being salon-based as well.
Yeah, salon life is good. Like I said to a lot of you today, my salon's very busy. It's probably the busiest it has been, but as we're aware, and there's no kind of hiding it, it's very difficult in the industry to be bringing in the younger generation, I think, as we have found. Less and less people are coming through the industry. So salon life is great. But it's also providing some challenges through my career as well. But as we all have to do, we've got to diversify and change, and we have to adapt. We just have to kind of carry on and change the way we work, how we have salon life. So I think overall, I'm really happy with salon life. I just wish it could sort of be changing a little bit with the youngsters coming through, really.
So obviously working on long hair, which I know is something you're amazing at, but talk us through the technique and what's actually happening.
So what I've done here, we've created a U-section through here and created just a small ponytail. I'm going to sort of pull that out and create a bit of texture from there. Once we've created that, I've created a split the ponytail into two, and what I'm doing now is I'm just grabbing sections from each side and looping it around each side of the ponytail. And what it's creating, it creates kind of like this fan loop, kind of a butterfly feeling to the look. And as I keep going on, I loop from one section to the next section, and then I bring my section down from the ponytail and incorporate that through it as well. So it creates this kind of loose texture, which I feel that looks quite cool.
Yeah, I love it. And I think one of the things about long hair as well is a lot of people can be a bit intimidated and a bit scared to approach long hair and knowing where to start. And I think for me, often like the simplest of techniques is, you know, obviously are the ones that perhaps are the easiest to do sometimes. But to make it look effortless like you're doing now takes lots of practice and obviously skill as well.
Yeah, it does. I think hair up, again, I think hair up used to really scare me. And I think as hairdressers, because we sort of go into learning about hair, we're just cutting and coloring. So hair up was something that I was afraid of. And I think working in the Fame team really, really pushed me to change the way I do hairdressing. And what I enjoy doing now. So I agree with you. I think sometimes the most simple, elegant work is the most powerful work as well. What I'm doing is I'm kind of creating, this is my second piece of the ponytail. I'm bringing my piece down that came in from my last piece, incorporating it into that.
I think you're absolutely right, though. With anything with dressing hair, long hair, you often see the fear in team members' faces when somebody wants a hair up. And I think having kind of techniques and ideas, such as what you're sharing with everybody today, is so important because it's such a great way of creating a look that's really impactful, but with quite a simple technique as well.
It is. So I hope you guys can still see it. So I'm sort of incorporating a piece through here.
So if you were going to give some tips or advice to the sort of next generation of hairdressers that are coming through, and I know this is something we've chatted about quite a lot as salon owners, but what would that be? And how would you kind of get them to sort of expand their knowledge and their skills?
I think for me, it's like I said, it's been an amazing industry, and I think it's understanding. So when people are coming through, it's not just a 1 year fix, or this is kind of, you know, as we were saying before, you know, starting out is difficult. You know, it's not as glamorous as people may think it is. It's not always touching hair. It's not coloring hair. So it's a difficult process, but for the career that you can have and where it can take you, it's endless. You know, there's TV work, there's session work, there's owning your own salon, there's not owning your own salon, just working with customers. So there's sort of steps that you can take that every sort of stylist that's coming through should be sort of thinking about the future rather than just the hard work that it is now, because it is a hard industry. And I do try to tell my staff that's coming through, it's not going to be easy, but I'll teach you the right way, and then you'll have a skill that you can take anywhere in the world with it. So for me,
that's such amazing advice, actually, because I think particularly for any young hairdressers that are watching this as well, that idea that you've got your skills in your hands that you can take anywhere with you to create amazing hair and to have a fantastic career is something that I've always really loved about the hairdressing industry. So yeah, talk us through what you're way up to now then. So obviously the shape's progressing further as you're working down towards the nape of the neck.
I think it's just important to just carry on. So all I'm doing is I'm basically carrying on all the way through. I'm just picking up a piece from underneath and I'm bringing it across to my half a ponytail, taking 2 fingers across, looping it through and pulling tight, okay? I then move towards the other side. I bring down a piece, 2 fingers through, and I pull through, okay? And then that ends on this side, and I start again.
And so you are so a title perspective, you work with Schwarzkopf and also it's authentic beauty concept.
Beauty concept, yes. So,
and this look really like represents, in my view, what that's all about, because it's just really beautiful and authentic hair.
Yeah, that's kind of how I do hair now. I think I was talking to my model. I've used Alicia a few times now, and a lot of the times I kind of say, "Oh yeah, my work is easy work," but I think maybe I underestimate that it's easy. I think because I've practiced a lot, but I like simplistic work. Maybe that's the word that I like to achieve now. More simplistic, beautiful work. It doesn't have to be intricate or too intricate. I mean, you probably look at that and it probably does look intricate, but once you've got a process to it, for me, it's fairly straightforward. And it's beautiful work. So when I do my photographic work, so for my BHAs and things like that, a lot of my work now is things that I enjoy doing as a salon, and it influences us as a salon rather than trying to depict what the judges want to see.
Yeah,
if that
do you know,
makes sense.
I mean, actually, I know we're going to chat a bit about competitive work, and I know you've done loads and loads of collections, and in fact, we're often in the same category within the Hairdressing Awards as North Eastern Hairdresser of the Year, which I know you've won.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the sort of creating a collection, I totally get what you say. You've kind of got to do the hair that you love and what represents you as a person, but also, I think for me, what this is really showing as well is actually what's going to be great for consumers as well, because consumers would love this hair.
Yes.
This is the kind of hair that is real, it's authentic, and also something that's just going to suit so many people as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think I was saying this again to my model. When I'm producing work now, I try to sometimes take my sort of hairdresser hat off and think what the consumer would like as well. And that sometimes is difficult because elements of when we're teaching hairdressers, we always want to teach them something that maybe they haven't seen. But I think sometimes that's difficult because the wheel it's always going to be created, I think. So you can elaborate on it, you can make it your own, but I think it's also difficult to create something brand new because someone out there has probably seen it. I think sticking to your own beliefs and what you believe is important.
And I think one of the focuses for me as president over the next couple of years is to really focus on the skill set of the next generation of hairdressers that are coming through and kind of really taking things back to basics as well, because I totally get what you're saying there with how things very often have been seen before. But for a new generation of hairdressers that are coming through, a lot of things are new to them, and it's giving things a modern twist and a modern slant, really, which I can see you've done something incredibly skilled here. Just talk us through what the finishing touches of this are then as you're getting towards the bottom section there.
So basically then I've created a loose ponytail through here, and I'm going to just be spraying the airy texture spray. So not a hairspray, it's in between a dry shampoo and a hairspray, and I want to create that. There's an element of you can kind of have that as an editorial piece, but there's some beauty work going on through here. So I'm kind of just finishing it and putting my mark on it. But I like this look, and I sort of I've been practicing it for sort of this sort of event, and I every time I do it, I have fun. You can kind of twist it, you can kind of work it on a different piece of the hair. It doesn't have to go through the back. So for me, I enjoy it, and then it's just sort of pulling these bits out just so it's not too flat on top.
And I can see you've been working with product there as well, but in a kind of really sort of effortless way as well. What have you used product-wise?
Product-wise, all I've used is the Amplify mousse through the brush, through the sort of the root area, just to sort of give me a little bit of support and hold. And then each section I've worked with the working hairspray, so something that I can kind of curl with but still work with and run my hands through it. A little bit of shaping cream, so we've got a little bit of smoothness, but I don't want it to be too glossy. I want this finish to be sort of a bit more ethereal. And then finishing off with like the airy texture spray is sort of important to me. So as I said, sort of when I'm working with my photographic works, and I think this is where it sort of comes into your own. Years ago, I would want it to be, not that this isn't polished, but I just want every hair to be in place. And now I like my images to be raw. I like it to be real. And that's how hopefully my images come across, is that's real hair. There's talent there, but it's not too photoshopped. It's not this. So that's what I kind of emphasize with my work.
I think it's such an important point, that as well, and it's kind of seeing real hair come to life behind the camera as well, and how you create that kind of really authentic feel for how this is photographed afterwards. This is an amazing camera angle for us just to do a bit of a recap as you're doing these finishing touches as well over what you've done here with the technique. As you kind of just in the finishing touches.
Just recap, I've taken a U section through here. I've placed that into a small ponytail. Once I've created that ponytail, I've split the ponytail down in two. I've taken a side section and looped it through the half the ponytail and bring it over to the second part of the ponytail and looped it again. I've put that piece out and then created another side piece through here. I've repeated that again. I've looped it through the first part of the ponytail, again through the second part of the ponytail, and then the piece stays up. I grab a second section, I incorporate that loop again from 1 to 2, and then I bring my piece that was from my first section down, and that starts the second loop. And so on and so forth, and then it creates this kind of beautiful braided texture that's loose. And my finishing touches, I go sort of rounded in circles through here, so because I want that kind of soft feeling. I don't want it too sort of done. My makeup today is kind of emphasizing her natural glow of her skin. So she's got beautiful skin, and I kind of wanted to put some like little sort of freckles through it. It's very much giving me the feeling of her beauty, her inner beauty, rather than being too done.
Looks amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this with everybody as well. And for everybody watching this, remember, being a fellowship member offers so many opportunities, and a great opportunity to really enhance your skill set and really learn from some of the best people in the industry. We've been really lucky to have Joseph on Style Stage today, doing some incredible hair. Thank you so much for doing this today for us as well.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Fellowship, and thank you, Authentic Beauty, for having me. And yeah, I enjoy what I do.
So thank you so much for everybody for watching Style Stage today. Like I said, we've had some amazing hair talent and some incredible people that you've been able to watch. Continue following us all at the Fellowship, and we'll hopefully see you all soon.